Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another team outlook. Today we're talking about the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies in 2023 came up a little short to the D-backs in the NLCS, but were one of the most exciting teams in baseball. In 2024, they are looking for Trey Turner to have a full year of production after starting slow in 2023. The Phillies faithful gave him a standing O to rally around him, and Turner responded by hitting 16 home runs and having a 906 OPS in the second half. Another All-Star they'll rely on in 2024 is Kyle Schwarber, who hit 197 with 47 homers. Though Schwarber's batted below 200, he was able to get on via the walk 126 times. As far as free agency goes, the Phillies prioritize bringing back ace Aaron Nola. Other than that, though, the Phils have stood pat and will open the season with Zach Wheeler and Nola as their 1-2 punch. Let's take a look at the other players who make up this roster and potentially who they can target to add to this roster by opening day. All right, guys, jumping in. Today we have some big news out of Phillies camp. They actually signed Whit Merrifield. I don't know really what the fit is there with Bryson Stott as the second baseman, and he's a pretty exciting young player. If I had to imagine, he's probably going to get some time in the outfield.
Yeah.
They do have him on the bench, but we did want to mention that right off the bat because in the intro I said they haven't signed anybody yet, which
Yeah.
was true up until about 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I think it's a good veteran piece. That's what the Phillies are about, grit, and he's one of the grittiest in the game. So, Blake, what's your take on Whit Merrifield before we get into the rest of the roster?
Yeah, I saw Whit Merrifield with the Jays for the last year and a bit. They acquired him at the deadline. I like him, man. He's a professional AB. He's a gamer. He steals bags. So they call him two-hit Whit for a reason, right? I mean, all the guy does is pick up hits. He hit for more power last year in Toronto, which was kind of interesting. Hitter friendly ballpark in Philadelphia. For me, I think we're going to see a lot of him in left field, platooning with Brandon Marsh. I'm not sure do we have Marsh's numbers against lefties on here or no? I guess you can really
Not on
time
here, I
check.
don't know.
No, but we'll have to maybe look at that later. But I could see him platooning with Marsh a lot in left field. He did play a lot of the outfield with the Jays last year, so he's comfortable out there. He's still got speed even at age 35. I'm kind of surprised it took this long to sign Whit Merrifield. I thought he'd be a quick one off the board just because of his versatility. He can play second base. He played first. He can play right, left. Yeah, professional AB, like you mentioned, he's a gamer. I think it's a good fit for them.
Yeah, and going on other shows and podcasts, Whit Merrifield talked about how he wanted to play second base.
Yeah,
So I don't understand the fit with the Phillies when he's not going to play second. I can't see a world where Bryson Stott is on the bench.
no,
He's too good defensively,
yeah,
and I mean, realistically, he was going to be their future shortstop before they signed Trey Turner and they pushed him second base.
right.
So, kind of a puzzling move as far as the playing time goes for Whit Merrifield, but he is 35 years old.
Yeah.
Probably is better that he doesn't play every day at this point. But, I'm kind of surprised. I thought there were some other fits
I I
for
I think
Whit.
you're right though. I think there was other fits where he could have started every day for sure.
Hmm.
Like if he goes to like the Red Sox, he could have started with Red Sox.
Yeah.
There's a couple other names I'm blanking off the top of my head right now, but there was definitely better fits for sure.
Yeah. And, you know, maybe it was just about winning. Maybe
Yeah,
he felt like, you know what? Whit Merrifield's a cool story of, he almost quit baseball. I don't know if you guys
yeah,
know this, but he almost quit baseball and then his dad was like, you're not quitting when he was in the minor leagues and he stuck through and was a late bloomer, got to the league late. This is
yeah,
his first time hitting free agency at 35.
yeah.
So um maybe it was just one of those things where it was like, you know what? I just want to go win a World Series and that seems like good vibes in Philly and
Yeah.
let's go do it.
Yeah,
So
this lineup is really good though. I mean,
yeah.
you got Schwarber at the top. He had 48 home runs last year. Turner really turned it on second half of the year. Obviously, you got Harper, Castellano. Like this team, it's not as good as the Dodgers lineup. I think the Dodgers lower third of the lineup is more deeper, but this is this lineup can compete with the Dodgers lineup for sure.
Don't forget, nobody's gonna beat the Phillies vibes. Their vibes are just they're so gritty. They're so fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Um, Full year of Bryce Harper too. Last year they didn't have that. He's coming
Yeah.
back from Tommy John.
Yep.
So and He's gonna stick over at first base. That's something to talk about.
Yep.
Um, Obviously Nick Castellanos and right. There was some rumors about maybe them moving him so that they can get somebody more agile out there. But he's gonna hit, and that's what this team does. They're built around their hitting, their
Yep.
bullpen. If we go down and look at their pitching staff, let's start with the bullpen.
Yep.
They lost Craig Kimbrell, but Alvarado easily can get the saves for them. Dominguez has done it in the past as well. Soto's got
Toto.
saves with the
Yep.
Tigers.
Yep.
It kind of seems like they're gonna do one of those closers by committee
Yep.
until maybe the trade deadline where they pick somebody up and go from there. I know Kenley Jansen is available right now. Maybe that's the fit.
Yep.
But this bullpen was really good last year, and I would expect them to, you know, hold it down this year as well.
Even a guy like Matt Strom, he multiple inning relief guy, started some games from last year, but yeah, he was really good for them too. Like obviously they brought back Aaron Nola. Obviously that was number one priority on their list, like you mentioned
Yep.
in the intro. Two-headed monster at the top. Taiwan Walker had a decent year last year. Ranger Suarez was a little up and down, but maybe I could see them adding like a depth starter.
Well, let's
Um,
look at the payroll, I guess.
yeah, yeah,
I know it's higher. Yeah, they're over the luxury tax. So
yeah,
at this point, then now it's going to be, does ownership want to keep going? To
right.
me, once you're over that first one,
Might as well, like, what's the next
and
tier?
the next one,
257?
no, I think they're at tier two. Oh yeah, no, it was
So
257.
they
You're
got
right.
about 13 mil to 12 mil to play with.
Which what are you gonna get on the free agent market with
Yeah,
that amount of money? Maybe Lorenzen
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, they're locked up with some contracts here for the next. You got Turner for 11, Harper for 13, and Nola for 7.
yep.
So
That's pretty good value though for all three of those. Like 27 a year for Harper. Like, yeah, you had to give
yeah.
him 13 years, but like it brings the AV down quite a bit.
But they're talking about also extending Zach Wheeler, I saw today too. So,
That's not gonna be
you know,
cheap.
it's not he's 33, so maybe another 5-year deal.
Yeah, yeah. Nah,
I
so
mean,
what
even if
let's
he's
see what
happy there, it makes sense, right?
yeah, let's see where they're projected here for the standings.
Got him in second place behind the Braves.
Yeah, that's not really a surprise.
Mhm.
Yeah, that looks about right to me. I don't know, man. 84? You taking the over or under on that?
I'm taking the over for sure.
Yeah, I
I
think
with Harper back, and as
yeah.
long as they don't have significant injury to either Wheeler or Nola, and Nola's been a workhorse his whole career, so as long as they don't have significant injury to either of those guys, I think that I could see them winning 90 games and being a wild card team.
Let's talk about Bryce Harper at first base for a second here a little bit. Let's dive deeper into that. Like how do you think he looked over there at first base? Obviously, he's a natural outfielder, but kind of took on first base while he was rehabbing from Tommy John so he can come back to lineup quicker. Just a pretty unselfish player. Um, anything to do what is best for the team. And what's your thoughts on that?
I thought he looked pretty good at first base from what I've seen,
Yeah.
and he's not gonna. Obviously, they're just trying to help his arm out and keep it healthy.
Hmm.
Um, what sucks is, they did lose Reese Hoskins, who didn't
Yeah.
play last year, but because Bryce is gonna play first base, there was no room for Reese Hoskins, and that's gonna be a guy that could potentially come back and hit 30 homers for you. But they
Yeah.
have it already. They have Schwarber, they have
Yes.
Harper, they
Yeah.
have Turner, they
Yeah.
have Castellanos. They really don't need it, right? But it just sucks to see Reese Hoskins go because he was homegrown and you
Hmm.
know, they've came short on the World Series twice in the last 2 years. It would have been kind of cool to see Reese Hoskins get one before departing.
Yeah. Anything more to add on the Phillies?
I'd like to see him add one more arm, like you said.
Yeah.
I don't know what that arm is. Maybe a trade for a guy that's arbitration eligible or on a rookie deal. Obviously, prospects are gonna have to go the other way for that, but it's Davy Doms, right? So
Oh, he don't
he's
mess
willing
around.
he's willing to let go of the prospects to get something in return good. So
Yep.
other than that, like and subscribe. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.